Right, it's a new month, and we'll be having our analysis. This is the 2nd of August, and I'll be going with GBP USD. Like I said earlier, I've been trading this pair for um 7 months now, since February. So let's go over our analysis properly. I'll be starting with the daily time frame. The daily time frame. When you look at the chart from the daily time frame, you can see we have a high. This is the swing high. We have a lower high, and we have a high, lower high here as well. 3PSD has been the movement has been quite confusing because of the structures that have been forming. So we could see that we had price we're expecting this level, several rejection on this level. And currently we can see the buyers pushed in price to break this high, and we have a pullback. So there are two possibilities. Either this is a new um low, higher low for price to continue the bullish move, sorry. So either this is a new low, this is higher low, or this is a low, and this is higher than this. So there's possibility of this being a sign for the bullish trend to continue, right? The continuation of the bullish trend. And at the same time, second case scenario is either this is a break of this structure, then we have a pullback for price to continue, a bearish move. But nevertheless, let's look at the 4 hours time frame. Now look at the 4 hours time frame. We have something very similar. Let me zoom out. We have price breaking out this high, giving us a high here. And at the same time, we have something like this, price breaking out from this low. Remember, this is a 4 hours time frame, and we see a pullback. So like I said earlier on, that this is either we're having a pullback for price to continue as a bearish trend, because we had a high, a low, we had a high, and this was the last low where price rejected, and we see that that rejection caused a change of character here. And so that I said there's a possibility of this either becoming a buy trend, or at the same time, because you can see that price broke out from this and we have a pullback. So this is a two-case scenario where we're expecting either a buy or a sell movement. So now it now boils down to, how do we know if the market is going to be a buy, a bearish market, or a bullish market? At this point, we can see that from the 2 hours time frame, this is considered a structure. This is considered a structure. So from the 2 hours time frame, I would say we currently have a bullish structure in place, right? Because we have a low, a high, a low, a high, a low and a high, and now we have a break of this structure. And this is bringing to my attention that we currently have a bullish trend on the 2 hours time frame. And if we have a bullish trend on 2 hours time frame, we are going to either look out for a buying opportunity, or if we still want to have a confirmation for a sell, we have to wait for a change of character. Now, in this case, the 2 hours is saying that the market is currently on a bullish trend, which would see something very similar to that as well on the 1 hour time frame. We have this is just a simple market structure um, analysis. So now we have a bullish structure in place, which could either be a pullback for price to, sell lower, or we now have the continuation of the main bullish trend, the overall bullish trend. Because when we look at the weekly time frame, we could see that price has been on a bullish trend for a while now. The price has been for a bullish trend for a while. So we can see that the higher time frame is a bullish market, and for the daily we've had a lot of rejection on this zone. Price has failed to break out from this level. And that brings me to the um, conclusion, or the probability that the bullish trend is likely more to hold. However, it's still a probability, right? Now let's look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour market structure is giving us a bullish market, which is this is a low, this is a high. We have a minor low here, and we have this as well. We have this as well. We have a break of this structure, and we are currently looking at something like this. So we have a high, we have a low, we have a high, we have a low, and this is a swing low. This point is a swing low where uh, we had a change of character here on the lower time frame. So looking at the charts, we can see that we have a bullish trend from the 15 minutes, the 1 hour. You can see that we have a bullish trend currently in place. Um, when we expect to go in for a sell, we have to wait and get a change of character from the 15 minutes. Now, looking at this, you could see we have this change of character from here. Price took out this high, came back to retest this level, and you could see how price started buying. And I saw this on time, and I took advantage of this. So for this particular trade, I would suggest, or what I'm looking out for, because we currently have a bullish market at this point. So it's not wise to go in for a sell because we currently have a bullish market. So I'm looking out for a buy, but not immediately. There needs to be confirmation before going into the market. So we can see a low, higher low, right, signify a bullish trend. We have to wait for a change of character before we could go in for a sell if probably the market is a pullback for the sell. And if it is for a buy, we have to hold on to see um, if market fails to break this low, and there's a high probability that this could be a continuation of a bullish trend. But however, there needs to be a very strong confirmation. Lastly, we can look at the 1 month time frame and see the price has been bouncing off this level for a while now. This is since last year. You see price has been bouncing off this level, so many rejection, and hasn't given us a clear direction at this point. But we just have to keep on trading what market structure is saying. And that is it for GBP USD, which is the only pair I've been trading for a while now. Now let's compare it with a negatively correlative pair, which is the the US dollar index. When I look at the US dollar index from the weekly time frame, we could see that I have a bearish channel here, and you could see this last week, the ending of July, we had a very strong bearish candle. It's a very strong bearish candle, signifying a strong bearish momentum. And price fails to break out from this high. Price fails to break out from this high. Let's look at the daily time frame. Now look at the daily time frame. We can see that we had price breaking out from this level, and currently we have price breaking back into this level. It's just a simple support and resistance strategy and market structure price action. So we could see that price retested this level and try going higher, but we have a very strong bearish move that breaked into this zone. Now, this does not particularly means that we now have a change of character, except we have other confirmations. Probably I'll be looking out for a pullback, to retest this zone, and then price giving a strong bearish move, something like this. Now look at the 4 hours time frame. We can see that we had a break. We had price retesting this level, and you know the bearish move still continues. There is still a probability that um this can just be a pullback for a continuation. So this could also mean that we have a pullback because we have this high, we have this high. So there's still a tendency of price just coming to make a correction, and we have this move. So basically, we are just to be patient in this kind of trade and have a clear confirmation on where price is actually heading to. We can have this as a level. So you can have this as a level. There's a possibility of price, bouncing on this level, and we have the bullish continuation, and there's also a possibility of price breaking out from this level, and we say that the sellers are more in control, and the bearish market is likely to have begun, right? So this is on the 4 hours time frame. Let's move to the 2 hours. When look at 2 hours, we have something still very, very similar. Price retesting, but the broke out from this level, came out retested, and now we see price approaching this level. This level is also a significant level because we've seen multiple rejection, and then price broke out and retested it. So this is a very good area of confidence as well to look out for. Um, to go in for a buy would either wait for price to bounce off this level, show a very strong bullish candle, to go in for a sell. But in most cases, it doesn't really mean when you have a strong bullish candle, then you can go in, because when you look at something like this on the 4 hours, this bearish candle was what made me go into this market, and it didn't play out as expected. But most times as well, when having a strong bullish candle or strong bearish candle as a confirmation, it works too as well. But other times you also need other price action, to let you know that yes, it's safe. As a matter of fact, there's no guarantee that when you have all your confirmations, you go into that market, it's still going to be profitable trade. It's just what it is. So that is it. And when we look at the 1 hour, we still have the same thing. We expect price to either be on this zone, we test this zone and continue the the bullish trend, or we have price breaking out from this zone and we start looking out for price going lower. And I hope this is a clear explanation. If you have any thoughts, you can drop it on the comment section. I'll be glad to listen and get your point of view. On the 15 minutes, we already have a bearish move on the 15 minutes, and we could either expect price to pull back and continue the bearish move from the 15 minutes. We already have a bearish move. For us to go into a bullish move, we have to wait for the 15 minutes to give us a change of character, and then we go into the market. So it's basically you having your confirmation, doing your analysis, and you know, having a strong confirmation before going into the market. That is it for the first week of August. For the GBP USD, to summarize, I'll be looking out for a buy until we have a change of character on the 15 minutes before we could consider going in for a sell. And for the US dollar index, we can see that the market is currently on a bearish move from the 15 minutes. We have to either wait for price to pull back and, short the markets, or we wait for a change of character and we go long in the markets. Thank you for listening. Do have an amazing trading week. This is Streamwich FX.